I'm Harry, and welcome back to PodWave English. Today's episode is for learners who are doing everything they're told to do, but still feel like something is missing. You practice, you listen, you study, yet when it's time to speak, English still feels heavy and uncomfortable.
I'm Liana, and thank you for joining us again. This episode is not about working harder or pushing yourself more. It's about understanding why effort alone doesn't always lead to confidence and how small mental blocks quietly slow down progress.
Many learners believe that practice automatically leads to fluency, but they don't realize that the quality of practice matters more than the quantity. Repeating something with tension and fear creates a very different result than practicing with calm attention.
That's so true. When practice feels stressful, the brain focuses on survival instead of learning. You might be listening or speaking, but your nervous system is not relaxed enough to absorb patterns naturally.
This is why some learners study for years but still feel frozen in conversations. Their brain knows English, but their body doesn't trust the situation.
Trust is a very important word here. Your brain needs to trust that speaking English is safe. Without that trust, every conversation feels like a test.
Tests create pressure, and pressure blocks fluency.
Exactly. Fluency grows best in environments where mistakes feel normal and communication feels human, not perfect.
I think many learners unknowingly punish themselves for mistakes. They replay sentences in their head and focus on what they did wrong.
That inner criticism slowly damages confidence. Learning a language requires patience, but self-criticism removes that patience.
Another reason speaking feels hard is that learners expect themselves to sound fluent too early.
Yes, and that expectation creates disappointment. Early fluency is always messy, slow, and imperfect, but that stage is necessary.
People don't talk enough about the uncomfortable middle stage of learning.
That stage is where understanding improves faster than speaking. It feels frustrating, but it's completely normal.
When learners understand this phase, they stop panicking and start trusting the process.
Trust reduces tension, and reduced tension improves speech naturally.
Let's talk about consistency again, because it's often misunderstood.
Consistency doesn't mean doing more. It means showing up regularly without emotional pressure.
10 calm minutes every day can change more than 2 stressful hours once a week.
Calm repetition helps your brain recognize patterns instead of memorizing rules.
That's why listening to familiar voices like podcasts is so powerful.
Familiar voices create comfort, and comfort speeds up learning.
Another hidden problem is multitasking while learning English.
Yes, half listening creates half learning. Even short, focused listening is more effective.
Focus doesn't need to be intense, it just needs to be present.
When you're present, your brain notices rhythm, pauses, and emotion.
These things matter more than grammar charts.
Speaking is emotional, not mechanical.
Many learners treat English like math, but language is closer to music.
And music is learned by listening, repeating, and feeling, not calculating.
I also want to remind listeners that slow progress is still progress.
Growth is happening even when you can't see it yet.
If English feels difficult right now, it doesn't mean you're failing.
It means you're in the middle of change.
And the middle is always uncomfortable.
But it's also where transformation happens.
If you keep listening, speaking gently, and forgiving mistakes, your confidence will grow quietly.
One day, you'll speak and realize that English feels lighter than before.
That moment comes without warning.
And it comes to learners who don't give up.
Thank you for spending this time with us.
Your effort matters more than you think.
This is Harry,
And Liana.
encouraging you to stay patient with your English journey.
And reminding you that fluency grows through calm consistency.
Liana, I also noticed that many learners feel guilty when they don't practice English every single day, and that guilt slowly turns into avoidance. They miss one day, then 2 days, and suddenly they feel disconnected from English again.
Yes, guilt is very damaging in language learning. Missing a day doesn't erase your progress, but the negative thoughts around it can stop you from continuing. Learners need to understand that English doesn't disappear just because you take a short break.
That's an important reminder. Progress is not fragile like glass. It's more flexible than people think.
Exactly. Your brain keeps patterns even when you rest. Sometimes rest actually helps learning settle more deeply.
Another thing learners struggle with is impatience. They want visible results quickly, especially when they see others improving faster.
Improvement looks different for everyone. Some people gain confidence first, others gain vocabulary first, and some improve silently without noticing until later.
Silent improvement is interesting because learners often don't feel it happening.
Yes, and then one day they suddenly understand a joke, a movie scene, or a conversation, and they feel surprised by themselves.
Those moments are proof that learning was happening all along.
This is why comparing progress is dangerous. You never know what stage someone else is in.
I also think learners underestimate the power of speaking imperfectly.
Imperfect speaking is real communication. Waiting for perfect sentences delays growth.
Children don't wait for perfection, and that's why they learn so naturally.
Adults need to allow themselves that same freedom.
Another hidden problem is trying to sound smart instead of trying to be clear.
Yes, simple English is strong English. Clarity builds confidence faster than complexity.
When learners simplify their language, speaking becomes smoother.
And smooth speech feels good, which motivates more practice.
Enjoyment is often ignored, but it's one of the strongest learning tools.
If you enjoy English, your brain wants more of it naturally.
That's why podcasts should feel like conversations, not lectures.
And why listeners should feel relaxed, not tested.
If you're listening right now, you don't need to understand every word.
Understanding the feeling and rhythm is already enough.
English becomes easier when you stop fighting it.
And start allowing it to exist naturally in your life.
Learning a language is not about control.
It's about connection.
Connection with sounds, people, ideas, and yourself.
And when that connection grows, confidence follows.
So if today feels difficult, that's okay.
Difficulty is part of growth.
Stay gentle with yourself.
Stay consistent, in a calm way.
And remember, English is a skill you're building, not a test you're passing.
You're doing better than you think.
Liana, another reason speaking feels difficult is that many learners carry an invisible pressure to represent themselves perfectly in English, as if every sentence defines their intelligence, personality, or future. This kind of pressure turns simple conversations into heavy emotional events.
That pressure is exhausting, and it's unfair to yourself. English is just a tool for communication, not a measure of your value. When learners attach their self-worth to every sentence, speaking becomes emotionally risky instead of useful.
I have noticed that when learners stop seeing English as a judgment and start seeing it as a bridge, their speaking becomes more relaxed and natural.
Yes, because bridges are meant to connect, not to test. When you speak English to connect with another human, mistakes lose their power.
Another important issue is that many learners never practice real-life speaking situations. They study English in isolation, but panic when conversations don't follow a script.
Real conversations are unpredictable, and that's okay. You don't need perfect responses, you need flexible reactions.
Flexibility comes from exposure, not memorization.
Exactly. Listening to long conversations trains your brain to handle uncertainty calmly.
That's why long podcasts are so valuable. They allow learners to sit inside English without pressure.
Sitting inside a language helps you feel its rhythm and emotional flow.
Rhythm is often more important than grammar.
When rhythm feels natural, words come more easily.
I also want to talk about inner silence. Many learners feel embarrassed speaking English out loud, especially when they're alone.
That embarrassment comes from imagined listeners. Even when alone, learners feel watched.
Removing that imaginary audience is very important.
Speaking alone is practice, not performance.
And practice doesn't need approval.
It only needs honesty and repetition.
Another thing that blocks fluency is overthinking pronunciation.
Yes, pronunciation improves through repetition, not control.
When learners try to control every sound, speech becomes tense.
Relaxed mouths produce better sounds naturally.
Breathing also plays a role that learners ignore.
Shallow breathing creates rushed speech and panic,
Slow breathing slows thoughts.
and slower thoughts create clearer speech.
This is why calm practice environments matter so much.
Stress-free learning is not lazy learning.
It's efficient learning.
The brain learns patterns best when it feels safe.
Many learners think struggling means learning, but that's not always true.
Gentle effort is often more productive than intense struggle.
Let's also talk about identity. Many learners feel like a different person when speaking English.
That feeling is normal. You're using a new voice, a new rhythm, and a new expression.
Over time, that voice becomes familiar.
And eventually, English feels like part of you, not a mask.
That integration takes time.
And patience.
Another common mistake is quitting too early because progress feels invisible.
Invisible progress is still progress.
Listening comprehension improving is progress.
Feeling less nervous is progress.
Understanding jokes is progress.
Speaking without freezing is progress.
These small wins matter deeply.
They are signs that your brain is adapting.
Language learning is adaptation, not achievement.
You don't finish a language, you grow into it.
So if today feels slow, don't panic.
Slowness doesn't mean failure.
It often means deep learning is happening.
Stay present with English.
Let it exist in your daily life quietly.
Through listening, light speaking, and calm repetition.
You don't need to force fluency.
Fluency arrives when pressure leaves.
Trust yourself a little more.
And trust the process a little longer.
Your English journey is valid.
And it's unfolding exactly as it should.
Thank you for watching.
Stay with us for more episodes and subscribe the channel.